RUCO weather. Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
Welcome back here on News Radio WGNS. We are powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Our friends at MTE, well, they're here to serve to make life better. They have been since 1936. That's right, long time. And they want to help you take control of your account and energy usage. It's the My MTE app you can download from the App Store, manage your account, improve your energy habits, and more. That's the My MTE app as well. Got lots of great things going on there on the My MTE
We're back
app.
on MTCS.
All right. Of course, my computer would start acting a fool here this morning, so I'm going to have to stop sharing this camera with you, James. James Price joining us remotely, and make sure that I've got your audio coming through here. So good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you doing today, Brian?
Doing okay. With all this cold weather, all the computers have decided to act a fool today.
Yeah, and mine is doing the same thing, so hopefully we can get through this unscathed.
I'm telling you, it's just been one of those mornings. If it's not one computer, it's another. So here we go. But we are here to talk about, I guess, several things today, and one of those being winter storm, especially in places that have not seen snow before. Saw photos of snow in Pensacola Beach, for instance, yesterday.
Yeah. A buddy of mine in New Orleans showed that a ruler in his yard, 8 inches. First time New Orleans has ever had a blizzard warning.
Wow.
So there it's all over the place. And looking at the forecast, we're not done. It looks like we're going to probably have some more winter weather coming up over the next week or so. So this is a good time to just do an overview of some of the things that people need to watch for when these winter storms hit. Again, what happens is you're going to get storm chasers out there, and you're going to need to just be prepared to be able to handle whatever comes up. And be able to trust people who can come out and get work done for you and that kind of thing.
You mentioned storm chasers, and when I hear that term, I'm thinking, like severe weather, hurricanes, that kind of thing, tornado damage, and that is part of it. But, this is also the time of the year. If you have an area of severe cold that's not used to it, you'll have people come in to try to, quote your plumbing issue that you might be having. So, it's just really any time that something major is going on and people need help immediately, that's when it seems the scammers strike.
Well, I'm going to start out by just saying that it doesn't matter what needs to be done on your home or whatever services that you might need. I've seen it from a broad industry perspective, where people, these storm chasers will come out, and I'll use roofing as an example. They come out, they see your roof needs to be done. They said, yeah, we can do this for you. They might even throw a tarp on top of your roof or something like that. But then what they want is a down payment. And then as they leave, it's the last you ever see of them. They have your money, and they just don't schedule a return. So be very cautious about whether it's plumbing or roofing or tree service, anything like any kind of service on your home, go to bbb.org and take a look at it. There are a lot of accredited businesses out there who we've done background checks on, who are good businesses and you can trust. There's a lot of businesses out there who are listed. They may not be accredited, but in those cases, we haven't done the background checks on them. And, if somebody knows a good business and they've had a good relationship with them over the years, that's the business you want to use, because you've seen them over and over again, and people are loyal to consistency of steady clients for years, as long as you to treat them right. So, just kind of taking a look at a few of these. First thing is just prepare in case something goes wrong. If you see things are coming up in your neighborhood, there's going to be certain kind of damage. Do some research ahead of time to find out what companies you can go to. One of the things you can go to do is you can go to bbb.org and you can look up snow removal service. You can look up roof snow removal service, and there's actually companies that's what they do. During the snow time, they have the equipment to plow. They have the equipment to get snow off your. They have the equipment to melt snow and ice, and so they can come out and do it, whether it's for a residential business or a commercial business overall. So be prepared for that. Winter months can actually, they can affect your vehicle. When there's salt on the ground, some of the things that's going to happen with that over time is that driveways and anything concrete can end up getting holes and that kind of stuff in it. How to prepare for that would have been before the snow hits, where you go out and you have that driveway sealed so that you don't run into those things in the future. We talked about snow plow, snow removal, plumbing during winter storms. There's going to be if it gets really, really cold, the plumbers are going to be so busy across the area that it may be hard to find one. So, you can always go to bbb.org and you can look up a plumber in your area, and hopefully, somebody can get to you where they can get the work done in a fast time pace. I will say that one of the things that people need to know is where's your water turn off valve for your house?
Yeah, that's important.
Those are in a variety of different places. Yeah, so you can, there's a shut off out by the main, and so when you go over there and you open that up, is there a way to shut that off? And do you have the tool to use it? Sometimes it's going to take a certain tool to get out there and use it. So what you may want to do when the weather is good is just go out and practice. How do I turn off the water to my house in the event something happens? And because the bottom line here, if a water line breaks in your house and you don't know how to shut it off out there, you could cause a whole lot more damage than you would have if you would have known how to just go turn the water off. So go find that. Sometimes it's up by the house, sometimes it's out by the street, sometimes there's multiple locations where you can turn that water off. On my house, I can turn it off by the street, and I can turn it off where the water comes into the house.
James, any other winter weather things to pass along here to us?
Yeah, I would go to bbb.org. There's a whole article there on winter storm resources that you can go to, and it talks about a lot of these things, how to deal with insurance companies, how to hurry and find your pet in the event of a natural disaster, how to deal with flood damage and those kind of things, how to make insurance claims, how to just recover after these storm damages. So there's so much data in here that it's pages and pages and pages of it. And so I would just be familiar with some of the resources that people can use during scams.
And it's again, gobbb.org. And James Price joining us here this morning. We've got about 3 minutes or so here, James. So anything else you want to pass along here to us today?
Yeah, so the other thing too is there's a scam out there right now. It's a business scam alert for businesses, and they're saying watch out for fake government compliance notices that are targeting businesses. And so, just 2 days ago, we have a new administration in the White House for our company, and I think at this point everybody knows that there's been hundreds of executive orders issued. That the scammers are going to be working overtime to try to find ways to tell people that they need to comply with new government regulations and policies, and that the new president has actually signed this executive order where now you have to do this or you have to do that, and if you don't, there's fines. And they're going to find ways to get that money out of you. One of the scams on there right now is out there that's saying that you need to file your beneficial ownership information report, and it's due, and the penalty is like $591 if you don't file this report. And so, of course, these scammers are willing to help you file this report for a fee, which it
Thanks.
doesn't really even matter. Yeah. So I would just say that, at this point in time, people need to get ahead of the game when it comes to the change in the administration. There's going to be a lot of changes in our country overall. And that these scammers are out there trying to figure out ways where they can capitalize with consumers, businesses, and just anybody they can get their hands on, and use the premise of there's a new law out there, or there's a new executive order, and you have to do this, and these are some of the fees you have to pay. And at this point in time, BBB doesn't. The only one we have is this one for government's compliance notices out there. But you got to believe that within the next few weeks, there's going to be other scams that are going to be popping up.
Yeah.
And so if that happens, don't take a step back, take a breath, and then contact government agencies with numbers you look up yourself. Don't just reply to notices that you get or phone calls that you get. Remember, the government doesn't call you.
Yeah, or text. It was one morning this week. John and I were doing the morning show, and he got a text, and it said it was from the IRS. And it said, just if you'll confirm the information now that tax season is underway, if you'll confirm, your personal information like first, last name, legal name, age, social security number, all of those kinds of things. It was just, so, I mean, those are going to be around too from the IRS since we are in tax season, I'd say.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, just new year, new things are happening. All that's coupled with the weather going on. Just this morning, we just want to make sure people out there, and we're warning everybody to stop, take a breath, and make sure that you make the right decisions overall.
Very good. Well, thank you for joining us here this morning. Appreciate it.
No problem. You guys have an awesome day, and stay warm.
Stay warm. That is James Price of the Better Business Bureau joining us on Rutherford Issues.